Hello, and thank you for joining us for today's broadcast. This broadcast is a product of Shry Media, LLC. Unauthorized use, sale, or redistribution of this media in any form is strictly prohibited without the express written consent of Shry Media. Radio and television mediums are encouraged to reach out. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the game.
The story of the United States has been written for centuries. Penned by millions of authors, written in every language, from every perspective. With every chapter as unique as our people and our land. Our story is one made up of many. Find yours in the USA.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we see champions everywhere we look. In every sport, on every court, we're building a foundation to ensure all athletes are safe, supported, and strengthened. At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, ending abuse is not just our job. It's our promise.
A truck is a tool, but a ram is life. Yeah, it's the wipe the sweat off your brow sort of life. But it's also the let's load up the ATV's life. The my kids play way too many sports life. The let's find a secret spot to fish life. That looks nice. Innovations, comforts, and powertrains built to power all the lives you live. Ram.
Let's go all out. Let's go all out. You know it's gonna get loud, 'cause we getting down.
Your vacation is now playing in Tennessee.
For every generation, it has started with the call to serve. Discovering the purpose and the belonging earned with the title. Learning to dig deep and push through adversity together. Defending our nation and its people. It is a life of great worth and reward. But Marines are never really finished serving. Their commitment comes full circle, visible in communities across our country. This is Semper Fidelis, always faithful, always Marine, marking a path for the next generation.
The Southeast Sports Network, your free ticket to front row sports action. From heart-pounding football showdowns to thrilling basketball games, experience every moment live, all from the comfort of your home. Your favorite athletes, broadcast in real time and on demand. It's not just streaming, it's your front row ticket to the best of Southeastern sports. And the best part? It's absolutely free. Don't miss a moment of your favorite teams. Join us now at the Southeast Sports Network. The Southeast Sports Network, your front row ticket to live sports.
Welcome to the new era of brand promotion. Are you trying to find a way to make a splash? We understand that advertising isn't what it used to be. Things have changed. Advertising is both more dynamic and more engaging. Schrei Media keeps your brand not just seen, but remembered. In a world where staying relevant is key, we are your partners in staying top of mind.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
See, Smokey thinks I'm funny.
I got involved in officiating volleyball 8 years after I played Division I in college.
Saying yes to volleyball officiating will give you the privilege to be a part of one of the most exciting sports around.
I'm a speaker,
A builder.
I coach,
culinary arts, auditor,
a firefighter.
For anyone contemplating becoming a volleyball official, just go for it.
take the plunge, open the door.
Say yes to officiating. Learn more about how to get involved at sayyes2officiating.com.
The rhythmic sound of more than 500 cascading waterfalls. The endless echo of more than 10,000 caves. The serene silence of 1,000 miles of wilderness trails. The next time someone tells you to get lost, consider it an opportunity. Your vacation is now playing in Tennessee.
You're ready to reconnect, to discover, to explore a Georgia that always has more stories to share and views to admire. Set for your next adventure while you set your own pace to wonder or wander, or whatever it is that makes you feel you. To feel that Georgia feeling, those beautiful, real, honest moments. The only found in Georgia moments. Find yours at exploregeorgia.org.
My character, Shazam, knows all about growing up in a family full of teenage superheroes. They're bold.
Where's everyone going?
To fight crime?
Okay. Adventurous. Shazam! There's never a dull moment. And no matter what happens, they'll always have your back. All they need is a place to grow and be themselves. And the best part is, you don't have to be a superhero to adopt a teen. Learn more about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org. You can't imagine the reward.
Welcome to SESN, your ticket to the front row of the sports world, covering local, regional, and national events. We bring the game to you. Feel the excitement of every play, every score, every victory. Get your seat, get on air, and immerse yourself in the heart-pounding action. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
At Shry Media, we believe in the power of connection, promoting your brand while supporting your community. Our goal is to elevate your presence and amplify your message through local sports. With Shry Media, advertising goes beyond traditional boundaries. Get on television, make an impact. Take the first step towards a future where your brand is not just seen, but celebrated.
Welcome to the campus of Reinhardt University. Thank you for being with us. Game 2 of a doubleheader. Game 1 archived inside of our apps and platforms. If you want to watch it, it is available for replay now. Reinhardt University's women's Eagles basketball team claiming the victory over the Cavaliers of Montreat. Thrilled to have you back along with us for the ride. Game 2, a really good one in store between the men's programs. Montreat College, Reinhardt University. We've got all the action. I'm Gabriel Shry here alongside me, Lorenzo Robinson. Thrilled to have you with us for this one. Lorenzo, a really good matchup in store. The Eagles 11-13 hosting the Cavaliers, who are 13-12. I think one of the biggest storylines that we're going to get into as we talk about this and meet the teams is the home and away record of Reinhardt University, which continues to blow my mind, the difference there, the parity. Before we do get into that and meet the programs, get our players to watch, some of your quick thoughts on this matchup.
These are two teams that are in very similar standings when it comes to the conference standings. Reinhardt right now 8th in the conference, Montreat 7th. They both have a 10-11 record. At this stage in the season, every game is important as teams are jockeying for spots, jockeying for position, trying to get an easier path to hopefully win a conference championship down the line.
There you have it. Conference championship time is coming up. These guys know that. They're fired up about it. This is a look at the Cavaliers as they warm up. Let's get to know them a little bit. Montreat 13-12 overall this season. They're 6-7 on the road, so a little worse than 500. They're shooting 43.5% from the floor and averaging just about 76 points per game. Your thoughts on the Cavaliers and their keys to a potential victory on the road today?
The main thing about the Montreat Cavaliers that you have to know is that they're a very balanced ball club. 5 players that average double figures in points. They don't have one guy who just carries the load for them game in and game out. They do it by committee. They do it by sharing the ball. They have a lot of different guys who are capable of making plays. So that's going to be the key for them, being able to get everyone involved and everyone going on the same page.
And at the other end of the floor, it's the Reinhardt University Eagles, kind of hidden off camera there. Reinhardt 11-13 overall, but 8 of their wins have come on their home floor. So just 2-9 on the road, really unbelievable, the parity between their records there. 43% from the floor, and they average just shy of 80 points per game of offensive production. Any quick hits on the Reinhardt Eagles before we get into our players to watch?
A team that, if you watch them on the road, you may think of them as a middling team, a mediocre team. But if you see them play at the Brown Athletic Center, you will believe that they're one of the best teams in the Appalachian Athletic Conference. So obviously Reinhardt fans hoping to see the latter and not the former in this matchup today.
Hands down, they are just electric on their home floor, and I can't understand why, but it's a lot of fun to watch, and a really interesting note every time we get started. We got head coach Justin Newton here alongside the floor, excited to see him coach today. Big fan. Anthony Berenger at the helm of Montreat's Cavaliers. Let's take a look at our players to watch. Gabriel Rivera, first of all, great name. Rivera, almost 13 points per game this season, 49.2% shooting from the floor, 35 from beyond the arc, and he's great at the stripe as well. What does a key player like this mean to you as the head coach of a program, as somebody who's in that starting rotation, having a guy like that on the roster and on the floor night in and night out? What does that do for you as a team?
It gives you a lot of confidence because you know exactly what he's going to bring to the table on a game in and game out basis. Sometimes when you have some players that we call wild cards, guys that their production goes up and down, you're unsure if they're going to be able to produce, and then late in the season they tend to tail off because teams try to shut guys like that down. When you have a player like Rivera, you know what he's going to bring to the table, you know that he's going to be consistent, and it's something that everyone can count on and play off of him.
And the player to watch tonight for Reinhardt University, you know, I was going to go with Nate Jones, but he's always our player to watch. By the way, Nate Jones went viral on my Instagram page today. Go check that out at Shy Guy if you're interested. Hit a 3-ball from 3 or 4 steps from beyond the arc last time we were here. And it's crazy because it seems like he does that every night out, and I wanted to spread the love a little bit, so we're going with Tyler Smith as our player to watch. 14.6 points per game, 45% from the floor, pretty efficient at the line, and he's great from beyond the arc. This is a guy who missed a lot of time this year. He got banged up and was in and out of the lineup. He's back, and he's not missed a step since he's been back. Really electric with the ball in his hands.
And I'm very glad that Tyler Smith was picked as our player to watch because he's probably one of the most underrated players in the conference. A very capable scorer from inside and out, can do it in a variety of different ways. He is 11th in the conference in points per game, just under 15. So if you haven't had a chance to watch him play, this will be a nice chance for you guys to get a treat.
And Lorenzo, speaking of leading the conference, that title goes to the Union Bulldogs. They're 18-3 on the season. Pikeville trails them 18-4. CIU is 15-7. Johnson in the 4th spot at 13-8, and Bryan at 13-9 in the 5th spot. On the bubble, 6, 7, and 8. Milligan, Montreat, who's on hand today, and the Reinhardt University Eagles rounding out the Appalachian Athletic Conference standings. The standings from the website, a bit outdated. Those records aren't up to date with today, as the Cavaliers now 13-12, the Eagles 11-13, but that's where it stands at the latest poll on the Appalachian Athletic Conference website. Taking a look at those standings, your thoughts on the importance of today's game. Obviously, this tilt means everything here, just trying to get those last few points headed into the tournament.
So I spoke about jockeying for position for the conference tournament. Right now, Reinhardt at 8, considering or just being able to believe that they would be able to come away with the victory in the first round of the tournament. They'll be going up against Union in a 1-8 matchup, or at least that's what Chalk would say. If they can beat Montreat, they will get into the 7th spot. So then if they win in the first round, they'll go against a U-Pike team that is very talented in their own right, but it's a team that Reinhardt can beat, as they beat U-Pike on their home floor just a few weeks ago. So that is why these games are so important down the stretch of the year.
Our matchup today is between the Montreat College Cavaliers, who are 13-12, and the Reinhardt University Eagles, who are 11-13 overall. Reinhardt, 8 wins, 3 losses at home. The Cavaliers, 6 wins, 7 losses on the road. Now, the Eagles were on a 3-game skid, which could play a factor today. That's a big momentum swing. Losing to a few of the top teams in the conference. CIU on the 6th, 77-73 in a close one. Then a 2-point loss to St. Andrews in North Carolina, 98-96. And then a pretty big margin between them and Bryan, 82-54 on the 14th in Dayton, Tennessee. That's what dropped them to 11-13. Now, winning last time out, the Cavaliers snapped a 2-game skid. They were at Bluefield in Virginia and lost by about 10, 87-74. That dropped them to 12-13. They lost their 14th game to Bryan at home, 80-68. And then a win against Milligan in Tennessee, 86-69 on the road. So looking to keep the momentum going as we're meeting the starting lineups here between these two programs today. Your thoughts on momentum entering today? Is momentum everything in a matchup like this so late in the season, or?
It's not everything. It can't be considered everything, but it is a vital factor. There's a certain level of confidence that you have in yourself and inside of your program when you're playing the type of basketball that you want to play. You're picking up a few victories and you're performing well against top competition. And on the flip side of that, if things aren't going well for you, especially for a team like Reinhardt that has dealt with so much adversity this season, being in the midst of a 3-game losing skid, it can mean something. If you get down early, look to see how Reinhardt responds. But we've seen this team have the level of response throughout the year. They're going to need to get off the mat once again.
Tyler Smith was the first man by the camera, followed by Adams. Nate Jones wearing number 11. Nate Lewis coming out to round out that starting lineup, along with Darian Reed, who's into the top 5 today. Starting lineup today for the Cavaliers of Montreat, number 15, a true freshman from Houston, Texas. Manganiello leads the way onto the floor, the big man. Dylan Barnwell, another true freshman out of Asheville Christian Academy. This is a girls player from Asheville Christian Academy, as well as a true freshman. Redshirt sophomore from Orlando, Florida, our player to watch, Gabriel Rivera on the floor. Alongside him, Mills. And rounding out the starting 5, Urbeck, the sophomore from Newark, Illinois. Homeschool product. We're ready to get started. Thanks for being with us. Southeast Sports Network. The first half about to get started from Waleska, Georgia, inside of Brown Athletic Center. Swatted, and this one ends up in the hands of the Cavaliers. Getting us started, the true freshman from Houston, Manganiello. Couple of quick passes, moving this around early. Cavaliers 13-12 this season. 6-7 on the road. And a quick violation off the whistle. Cavaliers score an average of 76.4 points per game. Their field goal shooting percentage, 43.2%. And our player to watch, Gabriel Rivera, 22 points in their last game out. Now, one thing I feel like we've gone back and forth on as a broadcast team this season, Lorenzo, sometimes Rivera's 3 is just short. You and I will say, well, your star players have to score for you to win. And obviously, the truth in that is it depends on what the rest of your roster is made up of and what those stars regularly contribute. As Smith knocks down the 3, our player to watch the Eagles. Can you win if your star players don't produce, though? And specifically, can Montreat win without a big performance from a couple of those guys?
Of course. I mean, this is a team that has 5 different players who are averaging in double figures when it comes to points per game. So they have won games where Gabriel Rivera was not the leading scorer. It is very possible for them to do so. Now, it's a lot easier to win when a guy that you expect to put up numbers is able to do that. But it's very possible for them to win.
There's the response from the Cavaliers. It ties us for the first time tonight, 3-all. 90 seconds gone in Waleska, Georgia. Darian Reed exploring the arc. Reed, a graduate student from Colorado Springs, Colorado. Here's a senior from Apopka, Florida. Tires blown as Nate Lewis chases that inside.
There's 11 up there.
Inbounding pass coming for the Eagles of Reinhardt. Fed to the corner and Tyler Smith. Smith for the straightaway. That one dropped in from Apopka, Florida with range, baby.
So when Reinhardt comes out with this lineup without a true bona fide big man on the floor, it's so dangerous because they have 5 guys that are capable of knocking down the three-point shot.
Cavs go inside, tried it off the glass, couldn't get it. I like the look by Colin Mills, just couldn't knock it down. Entry pass to the big guy. This is turned over to the Eagles.
Dylan Barnwell's production is going to be a key point of emphasis for Montreat in this game. His size on the front line is just something that Reinhardt doesn't have the measurables to match up with. They have it in heart, but they don't have it in raw size.
Great contest by Rivera, puts Smith off the mark in a 3-point game, 6-3 Eagles. We played 2.5 in Waleska, Georgia. Entry pass, and he was looking to float that back outside, but the violation before he can. Taking a look at the team of the Reinhardt University Eagles. At home, pretty effective, 8-3 overall, 2-9 on the road. They average 79.5 points per game. Really a potent offense and shooting 43.7 from the floor. The entry pass by the big man off the mark. Dylan Barnwell can't hook up down inside. True freshman out of Weaverville, North Carolina. Nate Jones leads the Reinhardt with an impressive 18 points per game. And as a team, they shoot 75.8% at the line. So look for Reinhardt to try and force those fouls and get to the stripe today. Smith drives it down to the elbow, floated outside to Reed. Reed playing some keep away with Urbeck. He knifes his way inside off the side of the backboard, boarded by Colin Mills. Mills back across to Urbeck. He pulls up from the wing and it's short. 3-point game. We played 3 minutes and 20 seconds in Waleska. In the violation, he steps out. Couple of changes coming early. Bodies off of the floor and on for both programs.
Again, Montreat, if they're going to win this game, they have to take advantage of the size difference. It's an advantage that they have down low. And then as a unit, rebounding-wise, Montreat, the #1 rebounding team in the Appalachian Athletic Conference. Reinhardt, 12th in the conference in rebounding. If they're going to win, that's going to play a large role in it.
Manganiello takes it inside and lofts it in off the glass to cut the lead of the Eagles to 1.
Another downside to not having prototypical size is it's hard to protect the rim. Now, we've seen Nate Lewis do a great job masquerading as a center at points, but he's going to have his work cut out for him if Montreat is aggressive attacking downhill.
Lots of fresh legs onto the floor in this one. Tate Owens on the floor for Reinhardt, Nakai Fisher. Grayson James on the floor. This one backdoor to Barnwell, the violation before he can jam dunk that. Would have been an impressive play if it had stood. We played almost 4 minutes.
I made a bit of a mistake when I said that they don't have typical rim protection, not prototypical size with Nate Lewis playing a lot at the 5. But he provides it in different ways. He's very aggressive. He has fast hands. He's nice at tipping the ball when big men try to bring it from their waist. And he's also adept at drawing charges.
James, a lightning rod this season for Reinhardt, a redshirt freshman from Augusta, Georgia, out of Evans High. He dished it close side. Freshman from Canton, Georgia, out of Cherokee, Taden Owens across the floor. Back to James. He floats it outside. Here's one from mid-range and can't pop it. Nate Jones. Jones is from a basketball town, Dayton, Ohio. They love their hoops. Here's one from the corner, and it's a little short. Dayton Flyers. The prep schools in Dayton, Ohio are just different. Here's one from the corner, and this one goes for the team out of Waleska, Georgia. Reinhardt knocks down the 3. They extend their lead back to 4 points, 9-5.
I normally see Grayson James flying high down low right there, hitting the jumper.
Quick response from Rivera. His first bucket makes it a 2-point game in Waleska. Reinhardt has not trailed at home yet tonight.
They have not, but Montreat trying to press Reinhardt, forced them into some turnovers.
Justin Newton doesn't like the call, a quick jump, and the turnover on the travel.
Tatum Owens is very good as an on-ball defender. You see him here trying to get some quick pressure.
Jameel Wright dished that to Urbeck. He goes back to the straightaway. The three, a big high bounce, won't go as James gets the board. Wrestled away, fed to Tatum Owens. He'll run the floor. Reinhardt's Nakai Fisher goes back to James, rotating and creating space. Close side, Fisher out to the straightaway. Jones drives from mid-range. He kicks it to the corner. Another three look for James. This time it's off the mark. Hit one from the close side just a few minutes ago. Trailing by 2, this is the Cavs. Another look from the wing, and right before he pulls up the whistle, Tyler Murray, redshirt junior from Tiverton, Rhode Island, out of Tabor Academy. He's been good from 3 this season, 21 for 67, that's 31%. Jameel Wright from the corner, short. Ilachukwu went inside the 5th year, got the board. Bunch of changes coming. Reinhardt sending some fresh legs onto the floor.
It's just a 1-2 punch along the front line for Montreat. 6'9" Dylan Barwell on the bench. Now 6'10" Ilachukwu Easy is in the game, and he's 6'10" himself.
Another product of Asheville Christian Academy out of Fairview, North Carolina. Ilachukwu played in 16 this season, shooting 43% from the floor. He scores a couple points every time out, gets about 6 rebounds per game. That goes cashed in by Tyler Murray. He averages 6 per game. Scramble with the ball, pitch to the far side. Reinhardt's Eagles. Back out to Tatum Owens. Owens close side. Tied for the second time tonight at 9. Nakai Fisher for 12, and that's a little too much on it as it floats off the backside. Cavaliers. Jameel Wright dished this off. Cias dished it off, and now Murray catches the violation in the paint.
A little bit too aggressive on the drive is Tyler Murray, trying to create some space for himself. Reinhardt has been a bit sluggish to start offensively, but they're defending well, keeping themselves in the ballgame.
We've played almost 7 minutes in Waleska, Georgia from Brown Athletic Center. We're tied at 9, our second tie of the night. 13-12 Montreat Cavaliers, 11-13 Reinhardt Eagles. The Cavs are on a 4-0 run over the last couple of minutes of play. One of my favorite parts about covering Reinhardt's events here in Waleska, Georgia. Oh my goodness, heavily contested. Reed is jostled as he shoots from the corner and knocks down the 3 anyhow, making it 12-9.
Seemed like there was a lot of contact on that one as well.
I'm surprised he didn't get the whistle. Moving it around, trying to manufacture space. Ilachukwu dishes this off. Murray, heavily defended, trying to shake Nakai Fisher. Close side to Cias. Jameel Wright battling James on the wing. Wanted the entry pass, swatted by Lewis. Still battling for the basketball right in front of us. Now the violation.
Great defensive possession there, punctuated by the block from the energy shifter, Brazen James.
Nate Lewis will inbound, going over Cias. Double team. Escaping that, Adams goes far side to Darian Reed. Close side, Adams back across. Lewis wide open from the straightaway, and it's just a bit short. Skiffed off the top of the iron. 3-point game. We got a man down, Nate Lewis over the scorer's table. And we lost our sports information staff. Hopefully they're all right.
Good to see everybody get up and be okay.
Simpson's running the clock. Yeah, I'm glad to see they're all right. Nobody took a serious shot. I guess you and I have to keep our eyes out for sailing star basketball players.
My head is always on the swivel, man. Always.
I thought that ball was coming for us. And this one is getting hot early. A scramble for the ball on the floor.
You can feel the tension on the floor, the physicality picking up. Both teams know how important games like these are, not just for the standing within the conference standings, but also building some momentum to put yourself in position to compete for a conference championship later in the next few weeks.
12-9, 3-point game. We've got a wet spot on the floor as bodies went down hard in front of the bench of the Montreat Cavaliers.
And not a surprise that there's a wet spot on the floor. I mean, guys are just falling all over the place, sliding, trying to make plays for their team.
Really feels like the temperature is turned up in Waleska. The inbound for Reinhardt University. Darian Reed way back on the straightaway. We played 8 minutes in a 3-point game. Adams keeps it alive. Reed from the corner can't get it. Boarded by the Cavs. Close side, Jameel Wright. Wright, a senior from Atlanta, Georgia, out of Parkview, has the ball stripped away. Reed, outlet pass, Adams, a battle down under the basket, and Wright gets the board.
Fred Adams got the steal, tried to get the finish down low, but the size and length of Montreat bothering Reinhardt a little bit early.
Murray, the wide open three. It ties us for the third time tonight. This time, the tally 12-12. We'll take a break with these two programs and be back with more in just a moment from Waleska, Georgia and Brown Athletics Center.
Join SESN for an unmatched sports experience. Dive into the world of game highlights, real-time updates, and electrifying coverage. With SESN, you're not just watching sports, you're living them. Be the first to know, the first to see, and the first to share every big moment. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
You just got to bow up. You just can't let them knock you down.
Welcome back to Waleska, Georgia. We're tied for the third time tonight. 8 minutes into this one between the Cavaliers of Montreat College and the Eagles of Reinhardt University. Thanks for being with us. College basketball on the Southeast Sports Network. Gabriel Schrei here with Lorenzo Robinson. 12 all.
But that last three from Tyler Murray before we went to break, showcasing what makes Montreat such a difficult team to play against. Tyler Murray has size himself. He's 6'5", so to be able to have a guy that's 6'5" that can step behind the line and shoot the three ball at a consistent clip does wonders for your team.
Rivera checking in for the Cavaliers. Murray off the floor in his stead. Tyler Smith in for Nakai Fisher. Tyler Smith back from injury, a senior from Lakeland, Florida, averaging 15 points per game, 5 rebounds and assists. He's been a steal machine as well. Here come the Cavs. Tied at 12, Rivera, entry pass down inside, and this finds the official on the baseline.
He threw the ball at you.
Adams off the inbound. Close side to Jones. Jones, the junior, back across, the graduate student from Colorado Springs. Down to the corner, Reinhardt pulls up for the wide open three. Fred Adams The sophomore from Statesboro, Georgia, knocks it down.
That was a nice, welcome sign for Reinhardt fans with Fred Adams hitting the three. Percentage-wise is not very high, but again, another capable three-point shooter, a guy who's not afraid to let it fly.
The inbound from right in front of us, it's Chris Moore. Moore gets it right back, escapes Adams. He's double-teamed and in trouble, working to get away from Reed. Way back outside, Jameel Wright, the senior from Atlanta. Wright really efficient this season. He's appeared in all 24 games, averaging nearly 11 per game, 3 assists, 2.5 rebounds. Off the mark, fighting for it down inside. Elachukwu. There's the violation.
So I'm going to go out of my way now to apologize earlier in the broadcast for saying that Reinhardt doesn't have prototypical rim protection. Nate Lewis with that rejection. That's the thing that Reinhardt has, that when your team isn't very big or is giving up some size to the other group, you may not be able to make up for that size, but you can make up for it with your activity level. And just having a lot of guys swarming to the ball, trying to get steals, swiping at it, stunning, doing different things to make the other team uncomfortable, that can go a long way towards helping your cause.
Elachukwu missed the first. He's 45% at the line this season. Rattles and goes.
A quirky shooting form from Elachukwu easy.
A one-point game in Waleska, Georgia. We're halfway through our first half. Stolen now by the Cavaliers. He wants to take it himself, and the shot doesn't have enough juice on it. Wiped off the glass, up the floor to Jones. He keeps it alive. Back to Fred Adams on the wing. Adams looking inside, wants Mitchell Kennedy instead. Back to Jones. Jones feeds it to Smith. The big man runs the spin, and the violation as it's waved off.
And that's a part of what makes Tyler Smith such a key member for this team as well. He's able to bring the ball up the floor, can penetrate and dish, make plays for himself and others. And whenever a smaller guy is on him, he's capable of just putting him in the post and going to work.
9.5 to play in the first half. 2-point game, 15-13, Reinhardt Eagles. Smith jabs, steps his way down inside, and Elachukwu goes up for the contest as the violation signaled for.
That was a nice aggressive take there from Tyler Smith, going right amongst the trees, take it into the chest of the shot blocker.
I would say, by definition, we really haven't seen a run. The only run we saw, 4-0 run, as Smith's first is short for the Cavs of Montreat. Other than that,
it's not much of a run at all.
Yeah, back and forth. It's just no momentum for either program to this point, and still a 2-point game as Smith misses his second.
I mean, both teams 10-11 in conference play, so evenly matched thus far this year, and right now evenly matched on the floor.
The drive inside, and the floater goes for mid-range, tying us again now for the 4th time tonight at 15.
Montreat's press is causing a little bit of trouble for Reinhardt over the last few possessions.
Jones, close side, ball skeeters off of the floor, off the fingertips of Tyler Smith.
And even if the press doesn't create a turnover in the backcourt, the main objective of it is to speed the other team up. You want to make them try to get into their offense faster, and then hopefully they start to rush and turn the ball over. Right now, that press is doing its job for Montreat as they look to take the lead on this possession.
Jameel Wright runs the move. Tucker Lau stays with him. Lau doing a great job of guarding the hips. That's 101, but refuses to be fooled by the dicey moves.
We have Brazen James, the energy shifter. Nate Jones, Mr. Consistent. How about Tucker Lau, the junkyard dog? Very good on-ball defender.
Reinhardt, Lau, wide open from the wing, and not the right touch as it clatters out and Rivera gets the board. Tempo is increasing, tied at 15 for their first lead tonight, and he's fouled on his way inside. Cias, the junior from Cameron, North Carolina, out of Overhills High, fouled and will go to the line. He could give Montreat their first lead of the night with 8:14 to play in the first half. He's 57% from the line this season. And he does. His first goes. Our first lead change of the night. For the first time, the Cavaliers in front with 8:14 to play in the first half. He gets both. A 2-point game, 17-15. Cavs out in front in Waleska, Georgia. Reinhardt shoots 75% at the line. So far, the line has been killing him. Cavs looking great at the charity stripe. And the violation.
Hey, don't make free throws, Chris Moore.
Bodies go to the floor. Darian Reed down hard.
It's been a physical ball game on both sides. 6 fouls and 8 fouls between these two teams. Montreat already in the bonus. Just under 8 to play.
More out of Washington County High and Wiley, Georgia, the junior, 29% at the line this season.
That's not great. It's not ideal.
Let's see what he's got on this trip. To extend the 2-point lead, no. James gets the board. Wow. Stuttering his way down the hardwood. Fighting up to the line. Tucker distributes the ball close side. James with a move, goes back door. Driving from the corner, Tyler Smith wants the entry pass to Kennedy, and another violation. 2-point game, 7:34 to play in our first. 17-15 Cavs. Montreat 13-12 this season. They've won 52% of their games. Reinhardt 11-13, but 8-3 at home. Onto the floor, Nakai Fisher hands it off. Wow. Walking back with the orange, fired close side to Jones. Jones blows a tire, defended by superstar Gabriel Rivera. That's quite the matchup between those two, Jones and Rivera. That's like something you'd see on an ESPN 30 for 30 later on.
Our two players to watch going at it. And right there, Rivera getting the better of him. But I spoke a little bit about the rebounding differences between these two teams over the course of this season. So far in this game, Montreat 16 rebounds, Reinhardt with 6.
Montreat won on Wednesday against Milligan, breaking a losing streak. Here's the drive. Jamil shoveled far side from the corner all the way back out to Rivera on the wing, and he gets the 3 to go, extending the lead of the Cavaliers to 5, 20-15, and they're on a 7-0 run against the Eagles over the last 3 minutes of play. How about the deep ball? 2015, we'll take a break. 7 to play in the first half. Don't go anywhere. Prep Basketball. We'll be back. SCSN.
The Southeast Sports Network, your free ticket to front row sports action. From heart-pounding football showdowns to thrilling basketball games, experience every moment live. All from the comfort of your home. Your favorite athletes, broadcast in real time and on demand. It's not just streaming, it's your front row ticket to the best of Southeastern sports. And the best part? It's absolutely free. Don't miss a moment of your favorite teams. Join us now at the Southeast Sports Network. The Southeast Sports Network, your front row ticket to live sports.
Head coaches Anthony and Justin exchanging friendly words. During the break, Anthony stopping things to wipe up a spill on the floor. Gets it cleaned up. Love it when coaches are buddy-buddy like that. I think it makes it more fun. They might be buddy-buddy, but the players are not on the floor. James to the corner. Nakai Fisher drives to the paint. Floated to Jones. I love that they covered Jones 2 steps outside of the line.
I mean, you have to cover him when he enters the gym.
Adams has to be covered as well, and Jones knocks it down from the straightaway. That cuts it back to a 2-point game.
He has what I like to call parking lot range. As soon as he parks his car, he's within range for a nice 3-point shot.
Bro's got across the street range. He's got I-75 range. He shoots it over the mountains like Uncle Rico in here. I can't believe the shots he's hit this year.
And he makes them look routine.
He does. I mean, it would be interesting to see. I want to see the chart of where he's hit threes from on the floor this season. A couple of these are like logo threes on the far right side of your screen on the RU logo. And I've posted a bunch of them on Instagram, but I just can't believe it. Redshirt sophomore from Orlando, Florida at the line. Rivera, our player to watch for the Cavs. It's short.
Montreat really struggling at the free throw line. That has been indelible throughout this year. A team that shoots just around 65% from the line as a team.
Fisher, the handoff to James. The double team, he puts it to the corner, and the three has too much. Kept alive, but scooped up quickly by Urbeck. Urbeck and Mills were big last time out. Rivera off the entry pass, he's all alone and scores the bucket, 22-18. 5.5 to play in the first half from Waleska, Georgia. This one off the mark for Jones. He hit that three and it snapped up a scoring streak. 9-3 run right now for the Cavs. They lead by 4. Off the glass, won't go. I like the try from Anginello.
Hey, if he's got the ball, stop running away from it.
Last time out, 2 players really good for the Cavs. Urbeck and Mills. Urbeck scored 20, Mills scored 18 for Montreat College.
Almost got 1 and 2.
5:17 to go in our first half. College hoops from Waleska, Georgia. Thanks for being with us. Southeast Sports Network. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson. And we'll take this chance while James is at the line to make a big shout out and give a thanks to Reinhardt University for carrying the game on YouTube tonight. Thanks for having us here as always. And to LJ Telephone Company for broadcasting the game. Local cable television through Cherokee County to 300,000 subscribers. Rivera keeps the ball moving for the Cavs. The drive down inside and a blown tire as this escapes the floor over the baseline.
So I spoke a little bit about this before, and I'm going to rehash that. So the game has been called pretty tight both ways, right? There's 9 fouls for one team, 7 fouls for the other. And it's been a physical game, so you would expect a lot of fouls to be called. But it seemed like Gabriel Rivera just got away with a blatant push against Nate Lewis earlier on that previous possession. Officiating's just been a little bit inconsistent, and you just hate to see that sometimes.
Tyler Smith will step up to the charity stripe. First goes, cuts it to a 3-point game in Waleska. 4:45 to play in our first half. That really is going to start to bust up what's been a great run for the Cavs, as now if it were still going, it would be a 9-5 run. And Reinhardt cuts the lead of Montreat down to 2. Anginello, the true freshman from Houston, Texas, back close side. Back and forth he goes with Urbeck, who scored 20 last time out. Rivera from the corner, driving, the mid-range goes off the glass. He's fired up with the violation as he travels.
Too many steps. That was a nice attempt at a move by Rivera, but he just took that one last extra step to give him the space. Darian Reed, the graduate student from Colorado, in trouble. Floated it down to Smith. Smith
backdoor. Nate Lewis knifes his way inside, out to the wing, and Smith's three has too much on it. And for a moment, Reinhardt had it on the floor, but he shoved down in the corner. And so the violation against the Cavaliers, it's unusual to see somebody push someone off the floor like that.
It's unusual, but sending a little bit of a message there, right? Two teams that, again, are so close in the standings in conference play, jockeying for position. Any little bit of mental edge you can gain on your opponent, the better your chances you feel are at winning the game.
James gets his first. He's a product of Evans High School out of Augusta, Georgia. I have a hard time hearing stories and meeting people from Augusta without thinking of the Masters.
Of course. Augusta National.
Both go. And we're tied for the fifth time tonight at 22 with 4 minutes left to play in our first half from Waleska.
Hey, RJ, better one. Take a timeout.
And a timeout on the floor, a full timeout taken by the Montreat Cavaliers. We'll keep it here and review a few things we're keeping an eye on tonight, though, instead of taking a break. Such a close game, 3:53 to play in our first half, tied at 22 all. Before I dig into those numbers, your quick thoughts on what we've seen so far, Lorenzo?
It's two teams that are doing it in different ways. Montreat trying to use their size and physicality to overwhelm Reinhardt. They're only 8 for 20 from the field, but they're 3 of 6 from the line. Only hit 3 3-pointers, most of their points coming in the paint. They have a 19-8 rebounding edge. Meanwhile, Reinhardt, 6 of 15 from the three-point line. So big ball versus small ball in this matchup tonight.
And clearly the difference evident on the floor and the way they're playing, but the results so far the same. Both have 22, and we're tied for the fifth time already tonight. 4 minutes left to play in our first half from Waleska, Georgia and Brown Athletic Center. Quick recap of our players to watch. This is Gabriel Rivera, great name. 12.9 points per game this season, 50% from the floor, and he's great at the line, which could play a factor later. Tyler Smith, our player to watch for Reinhardt's Eagles, 14.6 per game, 45% from the floor, and looking to make a difference as we barrel towards the halftime break. College basketball on the Southeast Sports Network. Thanks for being with us. Gabriel Schrei alongside me, Lorenzo Robinson, member of the football team here, graduate student at Reinhardt University. Drive inside, that goes off the glass. Automatic, and Cavs stay on top by 2.
That was a nice take and good execution of the ATO by Montreat to get on the board and break the tie.
Reed, entry pass. Nate Lewis off the glass, gets it to go. We're tied for the 6th time. That was a great battle down inside. Now looking for the response, Manganiello. Floated to the corner. Mills, who had 18 last time out, fires it from mid-range and can't get it. Too much. Reed, the outlet pass to James. He slows it up. Jones back to him. Handoff to Jones. Fights his way down to the baseline. James, the entry pass, and swatted at, and a nice steal by Urbeck. Montreat College hoops in Waleska, Georgia. 2.5 to go in the first. And the battle for Rivera results in the violation. Montreat making a change. Rivera will go to the bench, take a break. Cias onto the floor.
Hey, double fist!
Coach taking him out after he picked up his second foul. Don't want him picking up his third, especially with how important he is to their success.
Yeah, a crucial piece of the success all season long for the Cavaliers of Montreat College. Appalachian Athletic Conference basketball live from North Georgia. Southeast Sports Network. We're tied at 24 with 2 minutes to play in our first half. Here's the pull-up, and it's a little bit wide. Trying again, James shoveled it close side, moving this around the arc. Jones, the sidestep, this one's short as well. Unusual to see him miss back-to-back looks from range.
Extremely unusual, but you have to feel like he'll get going eventually. At least that's what history tells us.
Entry pass, big man, Sacco working with it. Knifed his way through the paint, floated outside. Montreat Cavaliers, the junior from Asheville, Mills. Defended by Jones. Stops on the elbow and tries this, gets it to go. Cavaliers stay in front. They haven't trailed since the opening minutes. 2-point game. Reinhardt looking to tie us up for what would be the 7th time. And a violation down in the lane. That was Reed who was trying to go down to the basket. Gets the whistle, and he'll go to the line.
He was able to get the first defender off his feet by way of that pump fake. And with how well Darian Reed shoots it from deep, well over 40% as a shooter from downtown, you have to believe that every time he touches the ball from behind there that he's a threat to make one. He took advantage of that attention and drew the foul on the drive.
First one goes. It makes it a 1-point game in Waleska, Georgia. A 9-2 run by the Cavaliers of Montreat put them in the lead, and they've led since. 70 seconds left to play in our first half in a 1-point game, 26-25. Cavs rotating, looking for space. Mills all the way back to the front court, defended by Nakai Fisher. Wants to shake Fisher from the wing, in some danger, floated close side. Manganiello, the true freshman from Houston, steps back, fires, and drops it in from mid-range, extending the lead of the Cavs to 3 points. 40 seconds left to play in our first half. Fisher close side. Jones is wide open from the wing and ties us for the 7th time tonight at 28. 31 seconds left in the half.
It's a big-time shot, not only for Reinhardt to tie the game, but for Nate Jones to hopefully get going for the Eagles as this one progresses.
Ton of contact there between Jones and Manganiello. Violation signaled for. Reinhardt's Jones picks up the foul.
Go down, RJ.
He got me.
Hey, go three right here. Pick up the ball.
Lewis and Smith will come onto the floor. 21 seconds.
You got clock, never go.
First one goes. Manganiello out of Second Baptist High. And he converts on both. 30-28. 18 seconds left in the half. Here comes Darian Reed, defended by Manganiello, shouting out to his teammates. They're trying to kill the clock. 11 seconds. Manganiello jostling him, and now the whistle. The official on the far side not having that.
There's been a lot of contact on both sides. It's very rare that you see both teams end up in the double bonus, especially in the first half of a ball game, without any intentional fouling as well.
So Darian Reed at the line. His first goes, and it makes it a 1-point game with 10.3 to play in the half. Darian Reed, very efficient this season. 80.6% at the charity stripe.
Known as a great shooter, but is more of a pure scorer for the Eagles. A guy who can get it done in a variety of different ways offensively.
And he ties us for the 8th time tonight already at 30. 10.3 seconds left in the first half. Here comes Manganiello, defended by James. He stops on the side of the floor once. 3 seconds left. Cavaliers fighting down inside. Kennedy gets the block and the half expires. Well, that's a pretty exciting way to end the first half of play in Molesca, Georgia. Tied 30-30 between the Cavaliers and the Eagles on the Southeast Sports Network. Your quick thoughts on our first half.
These two teams are tied in the conference standings with 10 and 11 records, so it makes sense that they're tied after one half of play, 30-30.
They'll go to the locker room, get some whiteboard time, take a break. We'll see whose adjustments are better as we get the second half started in just a few minutes on the Southeast Sports Network. Don't go anywhere. We've got more action for you.
Your vacation is now playing in Tennessee.
For every generation, it has started with the call to serve. Discovering the purpose and the belonging earned with the title. Learning to dig deep and push through adversity together. Defending our nation and its people. It is a life of great worth and reward. But Marines are never really finished serving. Their commitment comes full circle, visible in communities across our country. This is Semper Fidelis, always faithful, always Marine, marking a path for the next generation.
Welcome to SESN, your ticket to the front row of the sports world, covering local, regional, and national events. We bring the game to you. Feel the excitement of every play, every score, every victory. Get your seat, get on air, and immerse yourself in the heart-pounding action. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
At Schrei Media, we believe in the power of connection, promoting your brand while supporting your community. Our goal is to elevate your presence and amplify your message through local sports. With Schrei Media, advertising goes beyond traditional boundaries. Get on television, make an impact. Take the first step towards a future where your brand is not just seen, but celebrated.
You're ready to reconnect, to discover, to explore a Georgia that always has more stories to share and views to admire. Set for your next adventure while you set your own pace to wonder or wander, or whatever it is that makes you feel you. To feel that Georgia feeling, those beautiful, real, honest moments. The only found in Georgia moments. Find yours at exploregeorgia.org.
My character, Shazam, knows all about growing up in a family full of teenage superheroes. They're bold.
Where's everyone going?
To fight crime?
Okay.
Adventurous. There's never a dull moment. And no matter what happens, they'll always have your back. All they need is a place to grow and be themselves. And the best part is, you don't have to be a superhero to adopt a teen. Learn more about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org. You can't imagine the reward.
The Southeast Sports Network, your free ticket to front row sports action. From heart-pounding football showdowns to thrilling basketball games, experience every moment live, all from the comfort of your home. Your favorite athletes, broadcast in real time and on demand. It's not just streaming, it's your front row ticket to the best of Southeastern sports. And the best part? It's absolutely free. Don't miss a moment of your favorite teams. Join us now at the Southeast Sports Network. The Southeast Sports Network, your front row ticket to live sports.
Welcome back into Brown Athletics Center, coming to you live from Molesca, Georgia. College hoops deadlocked at the half. 30-all between the Cavaliers of Montreat College and the Eagles of Reinhardt University on the Southeast Sports Network. Thanks for being with us. Thrilled to have you along for the ride. Gabriel Schrei here with Lorenzo Robinson. Quick update on the standings and what this match means to these two programs. Tied at 30. Pretty crazy to see for teams that are so close in the standings. 13 and 12 overall. Montreat Cavs. Eagles, meanwhile, 11 and 13, 8 and 3 at home, which I think is notable. Also been keeping a close eye on the free throw shooting percentage as this game remains close. Here's the latest standings from the Appalachian Athletic Conference website. Union out in front, followed by Pikeville, CIU, Johnson, and Bryan. Montreat and Reinhardt kind of in the middle of the pack, 7th and 8th respectively. And at the last update of the standings, they were 10 and 11 overall. So probably still about in that same spot. Your thoughts on first the importance of today, and then what are we going to see coming out of the halftime break from these two in this tie game at 30?
So I spoke a little bit about the importance of a game like this earlier today. When you talk about a potential second-round matchup, the way that the standings are right now, if the Reinhardt Eagles, if their season was to end today and they won their first-round game, they will be matched up against the #1 team in the conference, the Union Bulldogs. If they are able to win a game against Montreat, then they will move up to the 7th seed. Then a potential second-round matchup could be against a team like the University of Pikeville, a team that they have already beaten this season.
Tied at 30, 70 seconds until the second half gets started. Big shout out to Jeff Portier. I love the AD here at Reinhardt. Checking out us, seeing if we need anything. It's been such a good matchup so far. It's hard to imagine that the second half can live up to the excitement of that first half of play. If it does, and it comes down to the wire, I think free throw shooting is everything. Montreat's Cavaliers 65.8% at the line this season. The Eagles 75.8%. So that contrast could play a big factor in the final moments of this one.
It's absolutely just been a clash of styles. We're talking about one team that is 7 of 18 from downtown. They've hit 7 threes, and the other group, not much of a three-point shooting team, but doing their damage in the paint.
We've only seen one lead change so far. The Cavaliers got into the lead at 8:14 left to go in the first half, and they've led or been tied ever since. And we've been tied already 8 times throughout the course of the night, including this tie right now. 30-30 as we enter our second half of play between the Cavaliers and the Eagles of Reinhardt University. Thanks for being with us tonight. From Brown Athletics Center in Molesca, Georgia, college basketball on the Southeast Sports Network. Our second half starts now.
Another key thing to watch out for, Reinhardt entering this game 12th in the conference in rebounding. Montreat first in rebounding. Right now, those rankings seem to be holding true. Montreat 23 rebounds on the game. Reinhardt just 10.
Cavs up the floor. And off the glass this goes. Great drive down inside. Cius takes that off the glass, and Montreat stays out in front.
Stay solid, Neil. Stay solid. Rondo! Rondo!
Tyler Smith from the straightaway. Jones gives it off to him, and he hits the three from the far wing.
So Reinhardt being the smaller team, it also doubles as being the more versatile team. Tyler Smith playing down low, being guarded by the center, Dylan Barnwell from Montreat. That's a tall task for him, trying to stick with a guy like Smith that can move and shoot on the perimeter.
Reinhardt in the lead for the first time since we were 12 minutes into the game, and that doesn't last long. Right back out in front. Montreat leads by one. Our third lead change of the night, 34-33 Cavaliers.
And just as the second half starts, we're seeing the contrast in styles. We're seeing it early. Tyler Smith knocking down threes, Dylan Barnwell crashing the offensive glass. We're seeing it right now in action. It's going to be interesting to see which style emerges victorious today.
Darian Reed hit that last three, the floater off the mark. Reed off the rebound, up the floor, pushing the tempo, wants to go the distance, and the violation down inside as he crashes to the floor.
Now when you're playing against a team that has an advantage on you in size, another way that you can mitigate that size advantage is by pushing the tempo, getting down the floor before their size can get down court, and forcing the issue in the paint.
Dylan, you have to rotate.
First one goes, it extends the lead of the Eagles to three.
Hey, quick flip. Hey, Mill, you go opposite. Everybody or Chris, get the ball. Quick flip, you're setting the screen. Chris!
Second one goes as well.
Quick flip!
Here come the Cavaliers. Chris Moore way back near the midcourt stripe. Handed it off. Cius has it taken away. This is Jones. Outlet pass back to him. He's on the wing up to the straightaway. Reed to Tyler Smith, who pulls up, and it's just off the mark. Lewis gets the rebound, showing off that big man skill. Smith knifes his way down inside, and the violation hitting the whistle as he takes it to the rack. 37-34, three-point game. Smith goes to the line.
So when the center, Dylan Barnwell, is covering Tyler Smith out on the perimeter, it means that it takes him away from the rim. That's a key rebounding piece that they don't have down low where he's more comfortable, and it allows smaller players on the floor to be able to sky for those boards. Nate Lewis taking advantage and giving Reinhardt another chance.
Four-point game in Waleska. We played 2.5 in our second half. Driving the floater off the glass. And the violation.
That's the second aggressive take to the rim that Cameron Cius has had in this second half. He was quiet in the first half, now making his presence felt. A difficult matchup, has size, can dribble the ball, penetrate, and make plays.
Up the floor, down to the wing for three, and it's short. Forwarded by Reinhardt's Eagles. Tyler Smith pulls that off the rim. And this one off the glass goes.
The nifty footwork by Tyler Smith down low to get that one to fall.
Passing it around. Battling down the side of the block to the corner. All the way back up to the wing. In some trouble, Chris Moore. Back to the corner for three, and this one had too much on it as it skiffs off the close side of the floor. 3-point game. We played 3:20 of our second half already between the Eagles and the Cavaliers in Waleska, Georgia.
Hey, you got us that shot by posting up.
Really good games so far. We've seen a couple of really good runs. 9-2 run. Towards the end of that first half of play, we've seen an insane amount of ties and lead changes. 8 ties, 4 lead changes already. Nate Jones walks his way along the line. The handoff, Tayden Owens has it stripped away by Gabriel Rivera. He gets hit with a call before he can take off up the floor. I thought he was free. Rivera, redshirt sophomore from Orlando, Florida, at Colonial High School. Player to watch today for the Cavaliers on the Southeast Sports Network. Owens to Nakai Fisher. Entry pass, Smith spins, and the violation. He's fouled on his way inside.
Tyler Smith is being very aggressive, driving into the paint, forcing the issue. Despite giving up some inches in height, he has great size and is a forceful finisher.
First goes at the line, 4-point game in Waleska between the Eagles and the Cavaliers.
And now the free throw disparity is starting to swing Reinhardt's way. 17 free throw attempts to just 9 for Montreat.
Cavs will inbound. Alongside their own bench is Jameel Wright, a senior out of Atlanta, Georgia. 4 minutes gone in our second half and a 4-point game. Onto the floor. Nearly lost that. Demba tipped that back to him, the product of Senegal. Jameel Wright goes all the way inside and can't put it home. Reinhardt on a baby 4-0 run. James battling along the line, and he's hit with a violation. Justin Newton and the Reinhardt fans can't believe it.
It was an interesting call, I would say. I was kind of unsure at what exactly was called. But like I've said, the ref is always right.
Rivera battles his way inside and puts it home with a little kiss off the glass. Reinhardt wants to respond quickly. It's a 2-point game, 4.5 gone in our second half. To the corner, James pulls up and buries the three.
And that play was created again by the aggressiveness of Tyler Smith going down low. Sacco trying his best to stay in front. A man helping off in the corner, leaving Bryson James open for the three.
The pull-up from mid-range goes for Colin Mills. Pushes the lead of Reinhardt back to 3 points. 8 ties, 4 lead changes tonight. The only run, a 9-2 run for the Cavaliers. From the wing, and he gets it to go as the whistle sounds. They're waving it off. Another one.
And that is a foul that I would say was a good call. As soon as Tyler Smith caught the ball and rose for the shot, Tayden Owens ran right into Sacco as he tried to go out to contest. It's one that Reinhardt fans won't agree with, but the right call nonetheless.
Rivera inbounds. Manganiello, the true freshman from Houston, Texas, running the floor. Demba. Fed it to Rivera. And this one rattles and goes. Rivera's shot makes it a 1-point game. 44-43 in Waleska.
And it wasn't bad defense by Fisher on the block, but Rivera just continuing to work and finding space to put up the shot.
James shovels that close side. It sails on him and escapes the floor. Lewis onto the floor for Reinhardt. James will take a break. The inbound is stolen down inside, and it clatters home off the glass for Fred Adams, the redshirt sophomore from Statesboro.
That's what he does amongst the top steals leaders in the conference. And Adams back at it again with that one.
And another violation on the Reinhardt Eagles.
And this game is starting to get called really tight. It's very physical on both sides. The refs are trying to take control of it with their whistles.
From right in front of us, Jameel Wright inbounds. Right up the floor. Rivera. This one goes automatic down inside. Again, a 1-point game in Waleska.
And he's such a difficult player to guard because he plays at his own pace. It just seems like you can't speed him up. He makes his moves and he accelerates and decelerates at his will.
Jameel Wright back up the floor to the corner. Manganiello. Picked up by Darian Reed on the fast break. Reinhardt's Eagles, the floater for the oop, and he jams it home. Wow!
Brazen James, the energy shifter. Back at it again for Reinhardt. Skying for that one, getting the gym on its feet.
Montreat's Cavs pull up from the wing, and the three off the mark remains a 3-point game. Let's take a look back at that jam. We've got time. Came up the floor on the fast break, just floated it up back door, and James jammed it home. What a play.
Talk right here, talk right here, talk right here, you matchup.
And a near complete group substitution for Montreat. Trying to get some fresh legs out there in what has been a very physical ball game.
The Cavs pull up, looking to even this up a bit. Can't get it. We played over 7.5 minutes. This one is short.
Hey, circle, circle.
Taking his time, Chris Moore runs the floor. This one off the glass won't go. Cius, the junior from Cameron, North Carolina.
Montreat staying true to their game plan, trying to pound the paint, overwhelm the Eagles. Right now, it's even more apparent. Reinhardt with the advantage in three-pointers made. Reinhardt 10 three-pointers made, Montreat just 3. The difference, Montreat 40 shot attempts to Reinhardt's 33. And also 28 rebounds now to Reinhardt's 15.
Cius at the line, junior from Cameron, North Carolina. 8 minutes gone in our second half in a 3-point game. Reinhardt leading by just 3. What a great game we've watched this afternoon. Driving inside, won't drop. Boarded by the big man, Barnwell. Here's one from the wing, and it's short for Montreat. I like the try. 2-on-2 chance. Inside for the jam. Dunks. Dunks, dunks, dunks.
Dunk City, if you will.
Barnwell looks like he's going to shoot a three. Hands it off. Montreat, great rotation. Murray from the elbow, wide open. Can't quite knock it down. That's a great look by Tyler Murray. Got himself all the space he needed. Just couldn't finish that time.
But again, Reinhardt trying to push it in transition, not allow Montreat to get back. And every time they get numbers, they're able to make something special happen.
Barnwell off the mark at the line. In a 5-point game. Reinhardt in the lead. Almost 9 minutes gone in the second half.
Montreat now just 6 of 12 from the free throw line.
There's the pull-up, big high bounce, can't get it to go. Shoveled back across. Herbeck will run the floor. He scored 20 points last time out for the Cavaliers. I like the pass, but the ball is loose. Cius, the entry pass, trying again to the top of the block. Barnwell fights his way against Kennedy, still battling Kennedy. And the call against Reinhardt's Eagles.
And Mitchell Kennedy down low was battling with Barnwell, got a block. Barnwell, though, sticking with it, rebounding off of his own miss and drawing another foul. So Montreat has kind of lived at the line themselves. They've taken 12 of them, but only 6 of 12 from the line. They're not cashing in on those attempts.
You know, I pointed out a couple of times throughout the course of the broadcast, Lorenzo, the difference at the line for these two programs. A full 10%, 75 and change for Reinhardt's Eagles of the charity stripe, 65 and change for Montreal, or rather the Montreat Cavaliers. Barnwell, 55% at the charity stripe this season. That's a guy you can afford to keep sending there.
And I mean, you can't take him off the floor if you're the coach for Montreat because his size is so important, his rebounding.
.10:46 left to play. Darian Reed up the floor, looking for space, kicked it off to Jones. Now Tyler Smith, knifing his way down inside, off the glass, a battle for the ball. And the whistle sounds quickly on that one. I was confused too.
It appears there may be a little bit of confusion with the ref.
I'm glad that got asked right away. Who is that? Because that doesn't exist.
There's no way he's shooting the ball.
So everyone's confused. The coach for Montreat is up off the bench wondering how is it a shooting foul. The people at the scores table wondering who the foul is actually on.
On his shot, it was a rebound. So how do we got that?
Tyler Smith is at the line. He's going to take it. Gets his first.
Tyler Smith, get it one.
Tyler Smith has not been shooting especially well at the free throw line, but he's making up for it with his volume. Now 9 free throw attempts, 5 points from the free throw line.
Hey, Neil, see your zone. See your zone.
Crashing the boards, and Murray gets this. 4-point game, 51-47, Reinhardt Eagles. 10.5 left to play in Waleska from Brown Athletic Center. Murray walks the arc, gives it off to Herbeck. He goes to the corner. Off the pass, back to Murray on the straightaway. Cavs fire this from mid-range, and it's short. Initially, it was still on the floor down by the baseline, and the whistle.
But that's why you can't take Dylan Barwell out the game. You have to leave him in because of the advantage he gives you on the glass.
Quick inbound for the Cavs. Cius takes it down inside, and the block by Tyler Smith. What a takeaway.
He got all of that one on that drive.
Halfway through the second half in a 4-point matchup from Waleska, Appalachian Athletic Conference Basketball, Southeast Sports Network. Montreat trying to play defense down inside as there's a scramble for the ball.
Mitchell Kennedy right there drawing the foul. He's giving Reinhardt some nice minutes down low. He's in the realm of a more traditional big. He also gives up some size to some of the bigger guys on Montreat. But he's playing well. He's battling and making life difficult for him.
Fred Adams to inbound, 9:44 left to play. Onto the floor. Adams battling towards the block, wants to shoot, and the contest is just too much, a jump ball.
That was a great defensive possession there by Jamil Wright.
Montreat Cavaliers 13-12 this season, 6-7 on the road. They won last time out against Milligan. Reinhardt's Eagles on a 3-game skid, 2-9 on the road, 11-3 overall. They're 8-3 at home. Very likely to win in home matchups just like this. Southeast Sports Network 4-point game. Thanks for being with us tonight. Thrilled to have you along for the ride. Jamil Wright kicks it far side. Urbeck had 20 last time out against the Buffs. Couldn't hit that. Wright gets the ball back. Cias takes it himself off the glass and makes it a 2-point game.
And again, Cameron Cias getting straight to the rim, using his dribble, making plays happen.
Close game. And this one is easy for Mitchell Kennedy. The redshirt sophomore from Ringgold, Georgia, jams it home. A timeout on the floor. We'll take a timeout as well and be back with more college basketball in just a moment on SCSN.
At Schrei Media, we believe in the power of connection, promoting your brand while supporting your community. Our goal is to elevate your presence and amplify your message through local sports. With Schrei Media, advertising goes beyond traditional boundaries. Get on television, make an impact. Take the first step towards a future where your brand is not just seen, but celebrated.
Back in Waleska, Georgia, college basketball, Southeast Sports Network. Thanks for being with us. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson, 53-49, Reinhardt Eagles in the lead. 9 minutes exactly left to play from Brown Athletic Center. We've seen 8 ties, 4 lead changes tonight, but been in a stalemate for quite a while. Lorenzo, what's going to happen down the stretch? What can we expect? Is it going to stay this tight?
It's hard to know what to expect because these teams have been back and forth, up and down throughout not just this game, but in the season. They're tied with 10-11 records in conference play for a reason, so it's hard to predict what's going to win out. But you do have to know that they're going to do it in different ways. So Reinhardt's going to try to do it using their athleticism, their speed. Montreat trying to overwhelm Reinhardt down low. It's just a matter of which style wins out in the end.
Cavs run the floor. It's Jamil Wright defended by Jones. Down to the corner, looking for an entry pass now. Great feed, backdoor, and an easy bucket. All teed up is Gabriel Rivera.
That was a nice move again, Rivera. You just can't speed him up. You can't force him to do anything he doesn't want to do. Always has an answer for what the defense is bringing him.
James out to the straightaway, and Lewis travels. I've never seen a game with so few runs in it. That's my thing for basketball is the runs. You track the runs, and that's kind of how you win is a couple of good runs. We have been just tight all the way through this.
Both teams know how important this game is. They've been evenly matched all year long. It's not a surprise to see that trend continue in this one.
Montreat College, led by Jamil Wright. Ball over to Rivera. He's twisting on the edge of the block, tries it off the glass, and somehow kept alive by Demba. But the violation is Lewis goes down hard and looks like he might be in some pain.
And Nate Lewis already with the KT tape on his shoulder. Always hitting the floor. He has a tape job on his left hand as well. Definitely willing to give his body up for the team. These he's taken a bit of a beating so far this year. Again, playing a lot of minutes as the big man in these smaller lineups.
Well, that, you know, Nate Lewis is 6'6" and 205 pounds. And every week we see this guy, and he's down inside playing against 6'9", 6'10" guys, as you put it, masquerading as a center, and he masquerades very well.
Very well indeed.
He's at the line for Reinhardt's Eagles, and his first goes easily. Three-point game, Waleska, Georgia. 8 minutes left to play. Lewis gets both at the strike.
So we saw Montreat go with a press earlier. Reinhardt going with some pressure here to try to speed up the Cavs.
Back down the floor quickly.
Travel violation on Colin Mills created by the nice on-ball defense of Nate Jones.
Here's Reinhardt, and this one rattles home. Darian Reed, he is just electric shooting from range. What else can you expect? Jones defending Mills, the junior from Asheville. To the corner for three in response. It's short, off the side of the iron. A second chance, handed off, down inside, and stolen now by Reinhardt's Eagles. Fred Adams, 2-on-2 scoring chance. The floater off the glass, and jammed home by Tyler Smith. Unreal. Welcome to Waleska, Georgia. A timeout on the floor. And I can understand why they want to take a timeout after that. You got to try to suck some of the momentum out of this gym, and I don't know if it's going to work, do you?
Time will tell, but Reinhardt is pulling away right now with all of the momentum on their side.
Look at that oop putback. Off the glass, regathered.
Do you think that was intentional to pass off the glass by Nate Lewis?
I can't tell. I think it was. I didn't think it was in real time, but in slow motion it sure looks like it.
Makes the play that much better if it was intentional, I'd say.
That's a look back at that big-time play. Lewis took a feed from Adams off the steal, took it down into the low paint, popped it in off of the hands of Tyler Smith, a big jam, and it makes it 59-51 Reinhardt University Eagles in this great matchup on the Southeast Sports Network from Waleska. Gabe Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson. We're running out of time. 7 minutes left to play, but Reinhardt has built a little 8-point lead. What can Montreat's Cavs do to get back in this?
They have to continue to play their game. I know that's crazy to say when you're down by 8 points. A team that hasn't shot the three ball well. Maybe we need to shoot more threes to try to get back in the ball game as fast as we can. But that's not the answer. The answer is they need to continue to try to dominate down low, but convert on those opportunities if they're going to win. And then on the other end, get stops and keep Reinhardt in front of them. Whenever Reinhardt's able to run, good things happen for them.
Shout out to the public address announcer. He's probably bleeding through on the broadcast, but this guy creates a great environment at all the Reinhardt home games and just a great attitude. I love working alongside Alan Bell.
So again, the inconsistency of the whistles. Didn't seem like a whole lot of contact on that play from Fred Adams. But it was an intriguing play to say the least.
That goes for right at the line. It cuts it to a 7-point game with 7 minutes sharp left to play. Second goes as well. 6 points separate these two.
So now Montreat trying to force Reinhardt to speed up a little bit. They're going to look to press.
Reinhardt's Eagles. Adams hands it off to Reed. Far side, Jones looking back across. way back near the midcourt stripe, Fred Adams. Adams walks it down inside, wanted to knife his way to the basket. Reed tries it from the straightaway, and it's a little wide, boarded up by Cias.
Montreat gave Adams a lot of space to shoot on that one. He declined to do so, instead trying to free up Darian Reed.
Colin Mills back on the straightaway, gives it off to Wright. Wright from the elbow, can't hit it. It's just short and boarded by Nate Jones. On the fast break, Jones pulls up from 2 steps beyond the line, and it's short.
Didn't really love that shot there from Nate Jones. He's been struggling a little bit to score the ball in this game. You have to wonder if that played a role in him seemingly rushing that one.
And as he tries to go inside, that one's called a violation by Jameel Wright. I don't think he called that a travel, though.
Called it a foul on Fred Adams. To the naked eye, it would seem like a travel, right? But again, inconsistency of the whistles, back at it again. But again, and whenever I say this on a broadcast, that means that the officiating probably isn't the best. The ref is always right. Even when they're wrong, the ref is always right.
.552 left to play, 5-point game. Right to cut it to 4, and he does.
But the demeanor of this game is starting to swing in the direction of the Montreat Cavaliers. It's becoming more of a slugfest, more of a rock fight, a lot of whistles, very physical. If they're going to win this game, that's what it needs to be.
Up the floor, Tyler Smith. The double team, he kicks it to the corner, up the straightaway. Jones far side, Reed's wide open and can't knock it down. Putback trying to clean this up, and the foul down inside.
Young basketball players, if you're watching this game, always follow your shot. Even when you shoot it, if you feel like it's going off, make sure that you make an attempt to get the offensive rebound. Darian Reed showing everyone why there, drawing the foul.
First one goes at the line for Darian Reed. Reed's been really good this season. 80.6% at the stripe.
So because I spoke a little bit about Montreat's struggles at the free throw line, I would be remiss if I didn't mention Reinhardt's own struggles. They've taken 23 attempts, 15 of 23 from the line, under 70%. So not the best day from the free throw line for the Eagles.
6 points separate these two. Manganiello, the true freshman from Houston. Rivera battling on the elbow, backside, swatted. Lewis picks it up. And Reed slows down at the call and signal of Justin Newton. Directing traffic from the bench. Reed, backdoor, Smith tries it and he's fouled.
He's so athletic, catching that underneath the goal, trying to get it up at the rim.
At the line, the first goes for Tyler Smith. It pushes the lead of the Eagles to 7 points with less than 5 to play.
When you talk about players that draw a lot of fouls and take a lot of free throws, there's two types of guys that draw fouls. You have the foul baiters who want to try to trick the ref into calling fouls, and then you have the aggressive players like Tyler Smith, who they play so hard and attack downhill so much that it forces the ref to call fouls because of the contact that they draw.
Rivera battling along the line. The spin move on top of the paint. Ball's loose and boarded by Jones. Swatted. Rivera trying to come up with a steal and diving bodies as this goes into the bench of the Cavaliers.
And on the floor, it seems like the game is getting tighter. when you look at the scoreboard, Reinhardt has an 8-point advantage. Definitely huge with the way that this game is starting to slow down. But the way that the game has been throughout this half, you have to wonder, does Montreat have that kind of run in them to be able to come back and take the lead?
Long pass onto the floor. Smith off the inbound, tries it off the glass. It's loose. Lewis fighting for it. Demba tips it to a teammate. Lewis scrambling on the floor and a jump ball.
Nate Lewis, again, giving up some size, just all activity down low. First to the ground for the loose ball. Fighting, scratching, clawing to keep it in his possession. Yes, a jump ball was drawn, but Nate Lewis able to come away with that 50-50 ball for the Eagles.
An 8-point game, 4 and change left to play in Molesca. Smith off the inbound again, pivoting. Floated this along the side of the floor. Darian Reed, the double team, he steps back. Jameel Wright playing him tight, 7 on the shot clock. Reed tries it from the straightaway and can't knock it down as he goes down hard.
That was a landing space foul there. Defender did not give Darian Reed enough space to land safely. He threw up a prayer, but luckily able to draw the foul. And it seems like coach from Montreat disagrees with the call. Vehemently disagrees with the call. He's still going on about it.
Yeah, Anthony Berenger doesn't like the call, and understandable. I mean, you're not going to like any call against your team, whether you're a fan or a coach or a player. You're going to disagree whether or not it's justified. That always gets me. Probably the worst sport for that is football. Like, they'll be on offsides, and people just say, that's not offsides. It can't not be. I saw it happen. But I love it because people will disagree, whether or not the call is really there.
Things get more dicey when you have judgment calls like holding or pass interference.
It gets a little,
like
yeah.
That. Then it becomes...
Or that right there, the landing. Like, was there enough space for a safe landing? You tell me.
Gets up to interpretation at that point.
Timeout on the floor. 4 minutes left to play in a 10-point game. The Eagles rolling at home. We'll take a break with these two programs and be back with more college hoops on SCSN.
Welcome to SESN, your ticket to the front row of the sports world, covering local, regional, and national events. We bring the game to you. Feel the excitement of every play, every score, every victory. Get your seat, get on air, and immerse yourself in the heart-pounding action. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
Welcome back to Molesca, Georgia. Reinhardt University, over the last 6 minutes of play, outscoring the Cavaliers 12-6. We'll see if they can capitalize on that little run they put together going down the stretch. 4 minutes, 1 second left to go. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson, thrilled to have you with us for this one. Ball's back onto the floor for the Cavs. They'll work this one from one end of the hardwood to the other. The drive for Wright. Wright's along the edge of the block. Back outside to the straightaway, heavily contested. He got fingertips on that. Lewis with the play.
Yeah, Nate Lewis has been everywhere, defending down low, getting blocks on the perimeter, getting loose balls. The jack of all trades back at it again.
The turnover, Reinhardt fired up about that. Coming up the floor. Reinhardt battling. Darian Reed. Defended by Moore. Entry pass, it's loose. Smith wanted another dunk, and this one sails over the baseline.
And it was Great on-ball defense there by Chris Moore from Montreat. Reinhardt was almost able to make lemons out of lemonade. Instead, a turnover.
Herbeck hands it off. Rivera runs the spin down into the paint, and the violation. I think he got a little too much contact to the wrist on that one.
Again, it just seems like Gabriel Rivera always has an answer for the defense, whether it's a sidestep, a Euro step, a spin move, decelerating in the paint. No matter what the defense throws at him, he always seems to have an answer.
A 10-point game. He could cut it to within 8. His first goes. 3:12 left to play. One of the largest leads of the night right now. He gets both very important points in these final stages. Montreat's Cavaliers take a timeout. This time we'll keep it here while these two teams take a break. Lorenzo, your thoughts on what we've seen so far?
Reinhardt has done a nice job of opening up a lead, now up by 8 points. If Montreat is going to come back into this game, they have to figure an answer to this question. How are they going to be able to get enough possessions consecutively in order to score? They haven't been a team that's putting in points possession in, possession out. They haven't been able to shoot the 3-ball well at all so far. 3 of 18 from deep. Is their bully ball approach going to be enough to erase this 8-point deficit?
Hard to say. Pretty close one down the stretch. Montreat's Cavs need a couple of lucky buckets and a turnover or two to shift the tide in an 8-point game on the road, where Reinhardt's Eagles have been electric there. 8 wins, 3 losses at home. They're 2-9 on the road. Montreat 6-7 on the road, 7-5 at home, 13-12 overall. Mathematically, this one's in favor of the Eagles. 3 minutes and 12 seconds is a lot of time for these two, though.
Any game that you get outscored by 21 points at the 3-point line and 5 points at the free throw line, it's going to be hard to be able to come away with a victory.
Inbound comes down to our right onto the floor. Darian Reed will run it up the hardwood, yo-yoing the orange and battling his way through traffic. Heavily defended by Chris Moore. Lewis wanted to go to the block. All the way outside. Nate Jones around right. Reed contested, hits the 3 from the corner. He had a defender draped all over him.
All over him like a cheap suit, making it really difficult on him. It seemed like he just threw that one up, but Darian Reed knocking it down.
This is Jameel Wright out of Parkview High. Gets it back, tries it from the wing, and gets it to go in response. That keeps Montreat in this in an 8-point game, 2:20 to play.
The first 3-point shot they've gotten to go here in the second half, and it comes in a big moment. But time is winding down for them.
Smith, the entry pass inside, and now the violation.
And there was a lot of contact on that one to make sure that Brazen James is all right. And it's been a physical game on both sides, both teams pushing and shoving, jockeying for position. It's good to see that James is okay. But these are the styles of games that you would expect to see as the year comes to a close and as we enter the conference tournament and later the national tournament. Games are going to slow down. It's going to be harder to get consistent space to score. This is a good omen for Reinhardt if they can win a game like this.
James at the line gets his first to go, and it extends the lead of the Eagles to 9. 69-60.
So Tyler Murray, number 24 from Montreat, started the game with 5 quick points. He has not seen the ball much since.
Violation down inside, a ton of contact. More changes coming for the Cavs.
And Dylan Barnwell was inserted into the game for Ilichukwu EZ. Barnwell with a quick foul, and now EZ is on his way back into the ball game.
First one goes at the line. It extends the lead of Reinhardt to 10 with 2 minutes and change left to play.
Foul trouble is definitely starting to plague Montreat. Both of their centers with 4 fouls.
Drag it.
That one goes as well. 71-60, an 11-point game. Another violation right away. Both ends of the floor, we're seeing call for call. 2 minutes sharp on the clock.
And it appears that the 1-2 rotation of EZ and Barnwell is going to turn into a bit of an offense-defense sort of thing. Coach is trying to keep Barnwell from picking up that 5th foul.
Chuck onto the floor. Barnwell off of the floor. At the line, Urbeck, who had 20 last time out, the sophomore from Newark, Illinois. He gets bold.
Chris Moore comes into the game for some more ball pressure. Montreat's best on-ball defender.
10-point game, less than 2 to play. 71-61. Darian Reed defended by Chris Moore.
He's all over Reed.
Reed back outside. Lewis was wide open. Takes it down low instead. Blown tire. Ball's loose. Scramble for it. Somehow escapes all that traffic. Back up the floor. This is Gabriel Rivera leading the charge. Knifes his way inside and puts it home off the glass. 90 seconds on the clock in an 8-point game.
Rivera always has an answer for the defense.
Jones across to Lewis. He ladles it home into the twine. And timeout immediately by the head coach of the Reinhardt Eagles, Justin Newton. We'll keep it here for the timeout. And as you can see, Tyler Murray checks in at the table. Mitchell Kennedy also checking in at the table. And looks like Fred Adams will come into the game as well. Your thoughts, just 80 seconds left on the clock, 10-point game.
Montreat, they're the team that needs to play fast, right? They're the team that is down by 10 points. They need to speed up, try to score quick, create turnovers. Reinhardt needs to be playing very calm right now. They need to try to get it across half court as fast as they can, and then from there, drain as much clock as possible, because now it's a possession game for Montreat. They're just trying to get enough possessions to have a chance, but Reinhardt can keep them from doing that with good clock management.
10-point game. It would take a couple of really good shots and maybe a turnover or two to create a victory out of this situation. One of the largest margins we've seen in this game that's been neck and neck for seemingly the entire thing. Montreat needs a miracle to capture their 14th win of the season. Reinhardt looking for their 12th win. They're 11-13. Cavs 13-12. Looking for that elusive 14th win and seeking to avoid falling to 500. Montreat coming off of a nice one against Milligan. Coming up next, both of these programs have come to the end of their schedule. Montreat has to play at Johnson and then host Crew at McConnell on the 24th. This one's off the side of the backboard. 65 seconds left to play. Less than 1 to play in a 10-point game, and I think it's all over. Reinhardt just has to salt this away and be responsible with the ball. 50 seconds, Fred Adams, double teamed, and the whistle. We've got a whole bunch of guys right here in front of us.
And you can hear Coach imploring his team, foul him, foul him. Again, trying to get enough possessions just to have a shot at this one.
Reinhardt, if they can wrap this up, snaps a 3-game skid to CIU St. Andrews and Bryan. They've got 2 regular season games left. They have to travel to CIU in South Carolina. Then just a little ways north of here at Tennessee Wesleyan to battle the Bulldogs. Everyone's getting a change. .48.5 seconds left on the clock in our second half and in the game. Following those last two games for these two programs, it's the Appalachian Athletic Conference Tournament in Kingsport, Tennessee. Excited for that. AAC action day and night, 4 days straight, starting on Wednesday the 28th, running through Saturday the 2nd. Up the floor. Backdoor, close side. Gabriel Rivera wants three, and it sails over the baseline. 38.5 seconds on the clock as it stops.
Reinhardt's going to hold on to this one. And with this win, they're going to move into 7th place in the Appalachian Athletic Conference. There's still a few games left remaining. They could move up even further than that. Ideally, you want to get away from playing either Union or Pikeville in the second round. We'll see what the future holds in that regard, but a nice win for Reinhardt to break the tie with Montreat.
Justin Newton, Anthony Berenger wrapping this one up. Newton has to be thrilled with the success of Reinhardt down the stretch.
Now, this is just a little complaint that I have sometimes for teams. And I mean, you know, I'd like to think that I'm a pretty decent competitor at heart, right? You know, I feel like I have a pretty good competitive nature. But if I'm the coach of a basketball team and there's under 10 minutes to play, if the lead is at around 8, 9, 10, I'm probably telling my team to back off a little bit with the fouls, right? Just my thought process. I mean, I understand, but you know, it may not just be our night, you know.
Reed at the line gets both 75, 63, 33 seconds on the clock. I don't know. I just want to disagree with you for the sake of disagreeing. I'm more of a drive into the wall guy myself. Pass down inside, this goes. It makes it a 10-point game. 22 seconds left to play. 30-second timeout.
Timeout, down 11 with 22 seconds to go. I can't say that it's impossible. I mean, Tracy McGrady scored 13 points in however many seconds that was, 13 seconds or whatever. So it's possible, definitely, but I mean, probable, no.
Scoreboard is off by a point, just so you know. The score bug is based off of the scoreboard in the gym. Cavs have 65. It's a 10-point game with 22.2 showing. Again, it would take an absolute miracle. I like that you said it that way. You know, it's not barring it. It could happen, but
it's not probable, but it's possible.
I've seen crazier comebacks.
Of course.
20 seconds. I saw a high school football team in the Midwest score 28 unanswered points in the fourth quarter to win once.
I mean,
that one took me a while to get over. I talked about that for a while.
Again, it's not probable, but it's possible. You could never say never.
It goes.
It's like on the warning label for hand sanitizer, it says it cures 99.9% of germs. That 0.1% might get you. You never know.
Gotta watch out for the 0.1. Speaking of 0.1, 20.1 seconds left on the clock and remains 76-65. Shout out to Jacob Radiker, the redshirt sophomore from Jefferson who hit that last one. There's the deep ball. 12 seconds, clock rolling, 76-68.
And so now they're going to add 7 seconds to the shot clock. Montreat trying to give themselves chances. I mean, there's still time on the clock.
All you can do is put yourself in a position to win. Tucker Lyle has it, and he's swatted at down on the end of the floor. by Manganiello.
And again, I promise, I understand where coach is coming from. There's time on the clock. We're going to play until there's triple zeros on there. At the same time, it's hard to see it. It is hard to see it. I can't lie to you. It's hard to see it. But if you're Reinhardt, all you could do is continue to ice the game away at the free throw line. Missing free throws gives them the opening to feel like it's working. If you continue to make your shots at the free throw line, eventually you have to feel like they're going to call off the dogs.
Both go for Tucker Lau. Running up the floor quickly. Okay, somebody had 5 fouls, so they're running this back. They're going to inbound again. 16.4 seconds on the clock in Waleska, Georgia. 10-point game still. It's been a 10-point game for a long time.
A very long time in real minutes.
Like an hour. Here we go from the straightaway for 3. He gets it in the late stages. Tyler Murray going to pad the stat line.
So expect another foul from Montreat because of that.
Reinhardt's Eagles take a timeout. Full timeout on the floor. We're going to take a break. We'll be back. 7-point game, 78-71 from Waleska. Don't go anywhere. Conclusion in just a second.
At Schrei Media, we believe in the power of connection, promoting your brand while supporting your community. Our goal is to elevate your presence and amplify your message through local sports. With Schrei Media, advertising goes beyond traditional boundaries. Get on television, make an impact. Take the first step towards a future where your brand is not just seen, but celebrated.
Welcome back to Waleska, Georgia. This one, the game that never ends. Off the inbound, a lot of contact there. 78-71, 7-point game, 6.1 seconds now on the clock. Montreat's Cavaliers doing everything they can to try and keep this going. Tucker Lau will go to the line. Lau, his first clatters off the heel of the iron.
And I do understand where Montreat is coming from. You do want to try to give yourself any chance you can to win important conference games, especially at this point in the season. But with that being said, it seems like Reinhardt's going to come away with the victory in this one.
That one goes 5 seconds. Last-ditch effort for Montreat to hit the 3. A big high bounce and boarded by Radiker down inside. He seals up the win by 8 for Reinhardt University's Eagles. That's our final score. 79-71 on senior day for the Eagles of Reinhardt University. Well, your final thoughts?
It was a clash of styles, a classic clash in styles. Pace and space versus bully ball. Reinhardt knocking down 11 threes, hitting 28 of 42 free throw attempts, most of those coming in the latter stages of the second half. But they were able to do just enough to come away with a victory over Montreat and move into 7th place in the Appalachian Athletic Conference.
Very nice, crucial victory for the Reinhardt Eagles as they rise to 12-13. They've got 2 games left on the regular season before the tournament. Montreat's Cavaliers fall to 13-13, 500 on the year, as well as 6-8 on the road. Reinhardt 9-3 on their home hardwood. I just can't get over that stat line. Your final thoughts before we send off?
Reinhardt is going to have their chances in the tournament to make themselves a contender. We've seen this team at their best. They're very tough to beat. They played Union very tough. They have a victory over U-Pike. They can beat anyone in the conference tournament. They just have to give themselves a chance.
Our only 2 runs on the day, a 4-0 run in the opening seconds, a 9-3 run about 10 minutes into that first half of play in favor of Montreat's Cavaliers. Kept them in it. We were neck and neck for the entire day. 4 lead changes, 8 ties. It was a 10-point game for about the last 5 minutes. And so this one is all over from Waleska, Georgia. Really great game. Appreciated you tuning in and joining us today. For our entire crew, Lorenzo Robinson, the Eagles, the Cavaliers. I'm Gabriel Schrei saying so long from Waleska, where the final score, an Eagles victory, 79-71 the final. This has been college basketball. All games and events airing on our networks are broadcast live in our copyright material. Today's game will be archived inside of the Apple platform where you viewed it and available for replay. This has been a presentation of the Southeast Sports Network.
The Southeast Sports Network, your free ticket to front row sports action. From heart-pounding football showdowns to thrilling basketball games, experience every moment live, all from the comfort of your home. Your favorite athletes, broadcast in real time and on demand. It's not just streaming, it's your front row ticket to the best of Southeastern sports. And the best part? It's absolutely free. Don't miss a moment of your favorite teams. Join us now at the Southeast Sports Network. The Southeast Sports Network, your front row ticket to live sports.